So, hi everyone. So, a lot of people may be confused or even angry and frustrated, maybe, as to why I'm making this video and the last video. So, as the title suggests, I've been experimenting with adding seafood and ethically sourced eggs into my diet, and I've also been just more open minded about my diet and my journey. I know some people can really sucked into the dogmatic mentality of veganism. All right, I get it. I've been there. They can really get their entire identity sucked into the ideology that animals just shouldn't be abused and murdered when it's not necessary. And sometimes it can get really cult like, honestly, just how committed these people are to just not abusing animals. So, a couple of years ago, I myself went vegan just because I didn't really like the fact that animals were having their rights violated just for my taste pleasure. But then my health declined, as all vegans' health eventually does. And also, I've been reevaluating my position on animal rights. Like, maybe it's morally neutral for animals to be horrifically abused and murdered. And through my journey, I just had to accept the fact that the vegan diet just isn't for me. And before I get into these health problems, I just want to say that I still love animals and I am still against factory farms. And I respect anyone who can be vegan for a long period of time, but it just made me and my journey really personally weak and unhealthy. So, you might be thinking, unhealthy? But don't you always say that appropriately planned vegan diets can be adequate for all people? And didn't you pretty recently just hit a bench press PR? Well, I did, but I've actually been having some really bad health outcomes privately, like behind the scenes. So, yeah, this does kind of mean that I've been lying to you all before, but you should all believe me now because I can't possibly have an ulterior motive now, even though I'm practically begging for sympathy for you guys to validate my intentionally extremely cruel food choices. And I've come to discover through my journey that some human beings can be healthy on an appropriately planned plant based diet, and other human beings are just obligate carnivores. So, I also had a lot of brain fog because of the vegan diet. I really thought I could be healthy on it. I really tried so hard on this journey. Just to give you some insight as to how hard I tried to really hone in and button up my diet and really make it healthy, I'll tell you what I was eating. So, my diet was basically 400 calories per day. I was eating one banana and a singular slice of pineapple for breakfast. For lunch, I would have a couple of grapes and broccoli stems, uncooked. And for dinner, I would have zucchini noodles without any dressing. I was also sleeping 4 hours a night and I was doing party drugs. And I also did a 90-day juice fast twice a year. And I was also completely raw and fruitarian. And I was having these really, really bad health outcomes. And, you know, I had to just admit to myself that it was because of the vegan diet. So I did what anyone would do in that situation. I talked to a medical professional, a carnivore naturopath, and he told me that I could either eat fish and animal products, or I could take 9 supplements a day, and I would still probably wither away and die. Also, like the hormones of the journey. Then he said that I was probably deficient in vitamins D, DHA, protein, and carnitine. And to confirm these findings, I went to another nutrition professional, a carnivore tarot card reader. No, I didn't get a blood test because I don't trust actual medical science. The government wants us to be weak and eat soy, bro. And yeah, I just personally need these vitamins, so I just can't be vegan in any case because people who can be vegans on their journey, who have already said that I respect very much, just don't need these vitamins. And it's like, okay, maybe I could be eating a remotely competently planned vegan diet and or additionally supplement within my diet, but it's like Why should I have to put in any effort for anything in my entire life? Like, you have to have some compassion and sympathy for me. I have such a hard life. Taking 2 seconds every single day to swallow a vitamin and just having some idea about what I'm eating is so hard. Obviously, the reasonable choice is to just murder animals. So, I just had to listen to my body. My body being, of course, the most trustworthy source of nutrition information and long term health outcomes on the planet. And my body was just telling me to eat one serving of murdered salmon. And so I did. Instantly, all of my health problems just went away. All of my nutrient deficiencies just disappeared in that 1 second. Obviously, this is not in any way psychological or placebo, and it has nothing to do also with the fact that in the same day I also increased my calorie intake to a reasonable amount. And you might also be asking, if all these health problems were truly immediately solved by eating a small amount of salmon, why wouldn't you just eat that one serving of salmon once a year so you can minimize the harm you're inflicting on animals? Why not, in that case, be a freegan and maybe dumpster dive or even eat roadkill to avoid murdering animals? And to that I say, stop forcing your beliefs on me, you militant, self righteous cult member. I should be free to kill whoever I want, as brutally as I want, whenever I want, why ever I want to. And also, I was sick of being the only vegan in the room. And I don't want to be the center of attention. That's why I'm making this video, because I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't want to have to go to a restaurant with my carnist friends and have to ask the waiter what vegan options they have and just order that. It's just so hard for me to be anything more in life than a little spineless conformist worm, because that's where I am on my journey. So, yeah, that's why I'm condemning animals to a holocaust. Well, mainly because of like the nutrition deficiencies and just the fact that I physically can't be vegan, even though I tried really hard. But as I said, journey. So, you guys are probably thinking, if you're ethical vegans, what about the animals? So, as I said, I do in fact still care about the animals. I'm doing my best to only eat ethically sourced eggs and ethically murdered cows, and also non ethically sourced fish because fuck them. I'll just eat local, horribly treated fish. That's fine by me. I care about animals, just I'm at the point in my journey where I've decided to just pay for them to be murdered out of convenience. But I can assure you guys, you're definitely not going to ever catch me eating animal products at a restaurant where I can't ensure that they're actually ethically raised by my standards, or just eating whatever random animal products I can find. I'm definitely not going to order a pepperoni pizza after filming this video from Domino's. So, also, when it comes to ethics, hunting, good luck trying to refute that. It's super ethical in my journey to shoot deer because of the environment or something. So, logically, by extension, because it's okay to just shoot deer, it's fine for me to get a family bucket from KFC. But also, like the health thing from earlier is the main point. And also, I had some ethical concerns about murdering animals, so I consulted a specialist, an animal farmer, the person who could have the least possible conflict of interest, being, of course, the person who would directly financially benefit from me eating animal products. The most objective source of moral information on the planet. And he told me, he gave me this really important information. Listen up. I'm going to quote here. He told me, quote, crop deaths, though. Queen to e6. Checkmate yet again, vegans. And, like, the fact that crop deaths, though, just really opened my eyes. I was just like, wow, Oh, my journey. I hadn't realized all this time that crop deaths, though. And also, you vegans just need to realize and come to accept that death is a part of life. For something to live, something else must die. So that means that there's no ethical difference between me eating a non sentient being and me murdering a sentient being to eat. Also, like, as I said before, it's just my personal choice on my journey. So, who are you to judge literally anything that I do in my entire life, even if it involves taking away others' lives and journeys? Just leave people alone on their journeys, and by that, I mean let me murder animals. So, because of all the reasons I said before, I physically cannot be vegan. But yeah, that's the video.